Me? Me first?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Hello and welcome to Clarion for a good matchup here of the Vulcans
Yes,
and
sir.
All right, so I'm in this one.
Yeah, turn me. He said, "Turn me up, maybe."
2 turned up. All right, I'll turn you up.
Can you hear me? Good. All right.
Yeah.
we're good.
All right.
Okay.